it's me. Hi guys.
Stay in focus.
Hey, I have literally just been sat here for about 10 minutes waiting for my dog to stop barking so I can film this intro. Okay, so today we're just going to be doing like a greeny cut crease kind of thing. It's pretty simple and I hope it will be easy enough to follow along with. Let's get into it. So first of all, I'm just taking the Makeup Revolution brow pomade in medium brown and just doing small strokes outlining the brow shape, and that's basically all we're doing for that step, so I will whiz ahead. Okay, so I'm just using the P. Louise base and carving out my brows. This P. Louise base is great because it leaves a tacky surface and it's perfect for your eyeshadow to stick to and the pigmentation to be brighter. And now I'm taking the shade Tropic out of the Carnival Free palette and using a dense brush, just slightly forming the outer edge of what's going to be our cut crease, packing on that colour, building it up. That's all this step is. Now we're just taking the shade Reef on a big fluffy brush and blending over where we just put our cut crease outline. We're just going above where we placed the shadow originally and just buffing it out so there's a nice clean blend. Okay, and now we're just taking the shade Forest and going over where we've just placed both shadows for more definition along the crease and just patting it on slowly, building up that colour and the depth. Next we're taking Black Beach on a really small brush and going over where we just went to add more definition once again to the cut crease before we use our blank canvas to actually cut the crease. So just building it up once again. Now blending does take its time, but it's definitely worth it, and the finished result you will definitely notice a difference. Blending just takes a while to build up and get all the layers nice and smooth. And once again you'll see me swap to a big fluffy brush and just go over all of the layers we've just done using Reef to buff it all out. Now we're taking the P. Louise blank canvas base and on a flat brush we're just taking it and cutting the crease basically, and just going slowly at first and building up where we want the crease to be, and this will just remove all the colours and give us a nice blank canvas to work with and add colours on top. And again, because it's a tacky base, the shadows will really stick and be bright and vibrant. I'm just taking the All Nighter Urban Decay setting spray and spraying it on my brush I find for shimmer shadows especially, the spray and setting spray on your brush before applying definitely gives a bold, better colour payoff. Taking time to just build it up. At the moment I'm just deciding where to place it because I had no idea what I was doing with this eyeshadow look before I actually started, so I was kind of improvising and made it up as I went along. So I'm just applying Tatey Green to my inner corner lid. I'm only packing it on probably around a quarter of the way. Some of my best looks are when I'm just improvising and going with the flow. I knew I wanted to do something green with the new palette I've got. The greens in the Carnival Free palette are so amazing. I highly suggest getting this palette if you haven't got it already. Or the Carnival XL by Be Perfect Cosmetics also is amazing. They are definitely my two staple eyeshadow palettes. I always go to them and they just, the colour payoff, everything about them is amazing. Now I'm just taking that small brush we used earlier and picking the shade Tropics once again and outlining just below where we put the original cut crease. The gap in between will come in handy for when we carry on doing a tutorial because we are going to be doing a turquoise liner to make this cut crease pop even more, and the gap will act as a guide which will help in the long run so you don't get the liner too thick, too thin. And now I'm just getting a Suva Beauty Hydra Liner in the colour Freezy and using a small fine art brush. I just got a cheap packet off Amazon and I will link it down below, and they're brilliant to add detail when I do face painting. You don't want it too watery or too thick, you want it to be able to glide onto the eyelid, and I'm just following the guide that we left earlier. Now we're just adding another layer of the Tatty Green into the inner corner of the lid just to help it blend a bit more with the Tropics colour that's on the outer edge, and I'm just using a flat brush and patting it on, just trying to get the best smooth blend I can. I'm just grabbing a makeup wipe and going along and just lightly cleaning up the edges so I get that sharp line. This is a good trick if you're doing winged eyeliner as well, because you don't have to worry about being precise, you can just clean it up afterwards. Once again I'm going in with forest green just on a flat brush and just sharpening up those edges to make a darker outline for our second cut crease. Now I'm just taking forest green and on a small brush I am just putting it on my under eye section and just gradually building it up once again. Then I will blend it out with a fluffy brush and make it nice and smoky. I'll also use a bit of Tatty Green on the inner corners just to make it sparkle a bit. Now I'm just taking the NYX Jumbo White eyeliner and putting that in my waterline. You're going to have to excuse the face I make when I do it. Okay, so I've just gone off and finished the other eye because I've got to go out soon, so I'm in a bit of a rush. But now I'm just going to show you my face routine, which is pretty normal. So I'm just using the True Match L'Oreal foundation in shade N1 I think it is, and just pat it and make sure you go down the neck as well, and I'm just using a dampened beauty blender. Now I'm just going in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Ivory, and I'm just going over the bits I want brightened, so my forehead, my chin and my under eyes. And I'm also going to buff that out using a dampened beauty blender. Now I'm just using the Makeup Revolution translucent baking powder. I don't bake because I feel like it creases my under eyes a lot, but I use it as a powder, just lightly going over all the places. My skin gets quite oily on my forehead, so I do tend to put more powder on that area. Now I'm just using the Bronze and Glow from Makeup Revolution. I'm just bringing some colour back into my face because I am so pale, literally I am a vampire. I'm just using Milani blush, I think it's a Rose d'Oro. I'm adding the Elixir Highlight palette from Makeup Revolution. I'm putting that on my upper cheekbones. You can't really see through the camera, but in real life it is super bright, and again, this drugstore product I really recommend. This is the final look. I hope it was easy enough to follow. That's a bit better. Alright, okay, yeah. I'm gonna go. Bye.